Hello guys, welcome to Learning with new video. In this video we will learn about how to do a telnet configuration and how to access a device remotely through telnet. And first of all, if you have a switch and this is a new switch, first of time you will access this switch through a console cable or a PC. If this is a physical device, so you cannot access this PC like in packet tracer by double clicking. For the best practice is if this is a physical device, you need a PC to access this device. So we will take a PC, and this PC is called a console PC and console cable. You need a console cable to connect this device if this device is a very fresh device, and this is also called a serial cable. So no need of IP address on console PC if you want to access this new device. So just double click on this PC, double click on desktop, and you need a software to access that device. The software is mostly we use is the putty software, but here we use the terminal is same as the putty. And now you can see that we are in switch. So if you enter, so you can see that we are accessing a switch through a console cable because this serial cable is connected to switch. So we are accessing this switch. So first of all, we will go in enable mode. So now we will set a password on this device. Suppose you are using this accessing this switch through the console cable. If you disconnect this, so someone comes and attach this console cable and can access this switch. So that's why you need a password on the console cable. If anyone put this console cable in the switch, so he have to give the password. So the command of password is config terminal. Now we have a command line console 0. So it means that the password line console means the console cable, and the 0 means the only one port is present for the console connection. So that's why we enter 0. So this is the line console 0, and we have a command password, and you can give the password like Cisco, any type Cisco. So we set the password Cisco, and the command is login. Now you can see that if you go back, exit, so you need a password to enter this device. If you disconnect this piece, this cable, so if you reconnect this cable, so you can see that you need a password. If you go in terminal and you can see here you need a password. So you have to enter the password Cisco. So now we are inside the switch. So now we need a telnet configuration. So why we need telnet configuration? Suppose you are working in a building where they have the 5 floors and switch is on 5th floor. So every time you can't go on 5th floor and access this device to make changes through this console cable. So you need a remote connection where you are sitting in your office and you can access the device remotely. So now we do the configuration of telnet. So enable config terminal, and now we have a command line console 0, sorry, line VTY, because this is a virtual VTY 0 to 4. Maximum number of people that can telnet this switch is a 15. If you question mark here, so you can see that the 1 to 15, maximum number of 15 user can access this device remotely. So we allow only 4. It means that only 4, 0 to 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We are allowing only 4 people to access that device. So now password you can give the Cisco 123. So now you set the password login command. Okay, now we go back, exit, and we give the IP address to that switch. So anyone can access that switch. If this switch have an identity like IP address, so anyone can telnet this switch through this IP address. So now we give the interface VLAN 1. So we'll give the VLAN 1 because this is the default VLAN. and the IP address is 192.168.1.1 and 255.255.255.0. we give the password and no shutdown command. Now this interface is up, and if you connect this PC, another PC, and this PC is for communication, and this PC is for communication, we give the IP address of this PC 192.168.1.2 and 255. okay, if you go in this PC and go here, now we not use the terminal because terminal is only used to console connection to access the switch. Now we use the SSH or Telnet client. So if you select Telnet, so now if you give the IP address of the switch 181.1, so you can connect the PC. So now you can see that we are inside the switch through this PC, and password was Cisco 123. So okay, Cisco 123. okay, now we are inside the switch, but this is not allowing us to do the configuration. Why? Because we didn't set the password on this device. We set the password on line console 0 and the line telnet on telnet, but we didn't set the password on this device. So if you go in this device through here in terminal, okay, so we are inside the switch, so exit. If you enable password, enable password, and password is Cisco 12345. if you enable this password, now you can access this switch. So this is the password of switch. Enable password is the password of switch. So now if you enable now, so you can see that you can access this switch by a password. So password was Cisco 12345. So now you are inside the switch. Now you can do all the configuration of the switch and whatever you want to change. So here we see the show running configuration. What are the running configuration? So now you can see here, because we are on this PC and we are accessing the switch. So on this PC you can see here that enable password, and the password is, and this password is in a plain form, and on line 0, line console 0. Okay, let's see on line console 0. On line console 0 there is a password is Cisco, and on VTY for Telnet, and the password is Cisco 123. So if you want to encrypt these password, so you have a command service, okay, config terminal, and the service password encryption. Okay, if you add this command, so all your password will be encrypted. Now if you go back, exit, and run the same command, show running configuration. So now you can see that here enable password is now is in encrypted form. No one can crack this password. So here on line VTY, so you can see that password is encrypted. All password we are apply are in encrypted form. So that is for the configuration of Telnet, and that's how we can access remotely. Now maximum number of 4 people can access that switch, because we allow only 4 people to access the Telnet. If you disconnect this PC, we don't need this PC anymore. So you can access the device through this PC, because this is a communication PC. So you can access this device through this PC. So that's all for this video. If you have any questions, so please ask, and please subscribe my channel.